The fourth Tom Holland Spider-Man movie is in the works. Here's what we hope to see the friendly neighborhood web-slinger get up to. Well, let's just swing right into it and start with Venom. That's one theory that's big among fans and might just have some truth to it. At the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, there was a post-credit scene featuring Tom Hardy's Venom. The movie was all about different versions of the same person coming into one universe. That's how we got the iconic triple Spider-Man sequence. Thank the Marvel gods for that one. Hardy's Eddie Brock ends up in Holland's world and he is very confused as to how he got there, what is going on, where he is. This poor bartender is trying to explain it to him, but he's struggling. At the end of No Way Home though, a spell is cast and everyone returns to their universe, so Eddie disappears. The problem here is that the symbiote Venom is kind of like slime, and a piece of him fell off. That means a little bit of Venom is established in the Hollandverse, and it's very likely that the bartender is going to have an unexpected ending to their closing shift. Spider-Man films have handled Venom before. Hopefully the new Spider-Man film does it again and addresses the little sim drop we saw. The studio that made Venom is now making a movie based on Craven the Hunter. It's starring Aaron Taylor Johnson. I will be there opening night. Fans online are wondering if Craven might ever make an appearance in the MCU. The villain had some pretty iconic face-offs with Spider-Man in the comics, so fans wonder if any of those will make it to the big screen. The most notable of their brawls might not make it though. I don't know if people will ever be ready to see Tom Holland buried alive for real this time. It's unlikely that Aaron Taylor Johnson's Craven would be the one facing off against Holland unless there's multiversal messes happening. Johnson already exists in the MCU as Wanda's brother Quicksilver. He was buried, not alive though. Marvel does love causing chaos. Bringing in Johnson might just be the perfect move. This isn't really a theory anymore because it was technically confirmed, but it was confirmed back in 2021 before No Way Home even hit theaters, and things can change. The Tom Holland Spider-Verse is going to get not one, not two, but 3 more films, making an entire new trilogy. I personally really do hope they do 3 more. I will be there. The trilogy was confirmed by Amy Pascal in 2021. Pascal is a Sony producer that worked on the previous Tom Holland movies and the Spider-Verse movies, so she is probably a very trustworthy person to listen to when it comes to this sort of thing. Her exact words were, "This is not the last movie that we are going to make with Marvel. This is not the last Spider-Man movie. We are getting ready to make the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and Marvel. We're thinking of this as 3 films, and now we're going to go on to the next 3. Girl, I am so there." Tom Holland has since confirmed that the next Hollandverse film is in its early stages. Zendaya is reported to be coming back, and Jacob has also expressed his interest. Things are looking good. MJ has completely forgotten Peter at the end of No Way Home. It's very sad. I did cry. I'm not afraid to admit that on the internet. While this is an absolute tragedy, it does provide an opening for Gwen Stacy to make an appearance. Mary Jane is Peter's most popular girlfriend, but Gwen is a close second. She really grew in popularity after Emma Stone's excellent portrayal of the character in the Amazing Spider-Man films. The 4th movie could be spent watching Peter try and get his friends to remember him, but the ending of No Way Home suggested that Peter might be more interested in leaving well enough alone to preserve his friend's safety. So if Marvel continues down that path, they might kick off the next trilogy by starting Peter's college journey and establishing the romance between Gwen and Peter, which then begs the question, who could play Gwen? I've seen some suggestions like Millie Alcock, Emma Mackey, Jenna Ortega. I think Meg Donnelly could do it. Let me know your choice. If Peter is going to meet Gwen, he might as well meet the Osborns too. If they are going to make 6 movies, they have the time. If they go the college route with the future Spider-Man movies, Peter could meet Harry in college. I want Timothée Chalamet in the role. I know it's a basic choice, but I like it, and they're already friends in real life. Perfect. What's an interesting thing to bring up is that in the comics, Harry's girlfriend is Liz Allen, and Liz was Peter's love interest in Homecoming. That would be an awkward meeting for only Peter as the only person who knows about their history. Norman would be interesting to see in the Hollandverse because Peter already has met him. It was him from a different universe, but it was a Norman. Peter knows what Norman's life will turn out to be. He might try to stop his fate the same way he did in No Way Home, and then probably they do that thing where the steps Peter took to prevent the problem end up being the cause for it, and it's all very tragic. If Marvel truly wants to start a new chapter of Peter's life, why not add in some new characters? Another part of Peter Parker's character is that he works for the Daily Bugle. Now that he has no one in his life, and presumably no money, Kid needs a job. The end of Far From Home established that J. Jonah Jameson and the DailyBugle.net exist in the Hollandverse, and it seems to be a site that gets the scoop on superhero activities. Some fans pointed out that No Way Home, even though it was the third Spider-Man movie, it did a lot of first movie things. Typically, the Uncle Ben, in this case Aunt May, great power moment happens in the first movie. Peter isn't dating MJ in the first movie. It does kind of feel like they are doing a factory reset here, or that the first two Holland movies were more like prequels. In the event that the Jameson actor J.K. Simmons doesn't want to commit to 3 more movies, they could make his son do it. Call him J. Jonah Jameson Jr. We have yet to see a live-action Black Cat, and that's a crime. We were supposed to get one in the Amazing Spider-Man movies, but we all know what happened there. Anne Hathaway was rumored to be Black Cat when the other Spider-Man 4 was in talks in the late 2000s, but that didn't happen either. What is funny with Black Cat is one of her powers is literally bad luck. What is worse luck than constantly not being in the movies? You're rumored to be in a movie and then it just doesn't happen. I cannot think of worse luck than that. The character is really translating into real life with this one. Fans theorize that with the clean slate Peter is now getting, he has the opportunity to be put in the kind of situation where he might meet Felicia Hardy. Maybe she's in the year above him in college, maybe she's breaking into Harry's apartment. The possibilities are endless here. The character of Black Cat brings out different sides to the Spider-Man character. She was originally a villain after all. I want this to be true because it is about time. We have waited long enough, Marvel. We know you're interested in bringing her to the big screen. It is time. There is in-universe proof that Scorpion exists and is interested in finding Spider-Man, and yet Marvel has done nothing with that yet. A post-credit scene in Spider-Man Homecoming featured Vulture in jail. He gets approached by another inmate, Scorpion, asking for info about Spider-Man. The Vulture doesn't give it up, he walks away. That happened almost 7 years ago. Where was that going? Does Scorpion still care about Spider-Man? Some fans shared online that Scorpion would be a good choice as the villain for the next film, as he is already established in the universe. Plus, he seems to be from literally the same area as Spider-Man. Battling a neighborhood villain makes Tom Holland the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. There doesn't need to be any complicated explanation of how he ended up in New York, just a jailbreak. That's easy compared to some other things the MCU has done. One popular fan theory is that Miles Morales might make his live-action debut. We know a Miles exists in the Hollandverse because his uncle Aaron does. This theory would be best supported by a trilogy. Peter remains the focus of the first film, Miles comes in later. This is also because it's likely the studios will hold off on a live-action Miles until the animated masterpieces are all released. If Miles comes into play, then he can be Spider-Man, and that means Peter can take on a more mentor role. Tom is free to go work on other projects, but has a place in the MCU should he want to return. And most important, they let Peter live. Marvel loves to put an end to characters once the actors' contracts are up, because if they don't, it creates problems like, why isn't Iron Man helping with this? Where is Captain America? Having Spidey take on a mentor role will hopefully make enough sense that the studios won't feel the need to bury him alive. A very popular fan theory is Evil Ned. I remember first seeing this theory right after No Way Home came out, but it's still going strong. Peter Parker can't have any good things. He has to always be in a constant state of suffering. It is the law. Ned Leeds exists in the comics as well as the movies. So far in the movies, he is a lovable guy, super sweet, loyal friend, guy in the chair. But in the comics, Ned turns into the Hobgoblin. It would be tough to watch the sweet character go through that, but the conflict for Peter, that would be very cool to see. Now it's just a question of how Ned could get there. Brainwashing might be the answer. If he gets brainwashed, then they could unbrainwash him at the end or something. It would be interesting to see how Peter handles the fights. He would certainly feel the need to pull back, holding out on the hope that Ned would soon return to normal. There was also that line in No Way Home that Ned says after he finds out that the other Peter's besties turned against him. He says, "I promise you, I won't turn into a supervillain and try to kill you." Something tells me he just might. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and make your mark on the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts and your theories. This is Juliana, signing off. Bye!